so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely
Ew.
do.
Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, episode number 34. I can hardly count that high, so sorry I struggled with that number. But my name is Casey, also known as Razanon. I am joined, as always, by my dear friend Tanner. Tanner, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
And today is going to be kind of a weird episode. We have no playlist updates to discuss. We have no patch notes to discuss. But we have a very exciting announcement. And we've got a lot of news items to discuss. So there's going to be a lot of speculation again about COD 2020 today. And then there's also going to be some other things that we'll get there though. Pardon my brain fart. But before we get to that, Matt Dad, let's fucking go. 536 biddies. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it, dude. Gifted subs, the cheers. We love to fucking see it. We love to see it. Now, my chat is placing bets on how many times I'm going to touch my mic today. So whoever bets fewer than 10 is going to win, because I've been trying very hard to not touch my mic, because I'm sure everyone who listens or watches hears that and is not super thrilled about it. So, so you thought. So if you're betting on mic touches, let's keep it nice and conservative. Conservative low numbers. Pritch with the 1,000 biddies. Let's fucking go, dude. Hell yes. Pritch, Matt Dad, Viking. Thank all of you guys for the support. I appreciate it. Dirty. God damn. Just popping off tonight. You fellas are feeling very generous and supportive, and I do appreciate it. Pritch, thank you so much for the 1,000 biddies. Very kind of you. I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I am privileged. Now, before we get into our main announcement, I wanted to have an addendum to last episode, episode 33. So in episode 33, we talked all about Warzone, all about how to win in Warzone, the minutia, the strategy you want to employ to maximize your chances of winning. And I had missed one pretty important detail. So I wanted to just make sure I got that out of the way. So if you got some benefit from last episode, I am glad. There was a lot of good stuff in there. I've gotten more than a couple DMs and tweets and the like saying that it was helpful. So I'm glad. I'm glad that was helpful. We can do more things of that kind in the future. I still think I eventually want to do how to get a nuke. As a podcast episode. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that one. And we'll do more of that kind in the future. And if you have suggestions, make sure you drop them in the Discord. Join the fucking Discord. And so my addendum is that this is a shout out to Nicomas in the Discord. He told us of this strategy, which I had heard, but I'd forgotten about. We talked about how you want to have one loadout and then you want to have an identical second loadout, except it'll have Ghost on it. Here's what you need to also do. For that second loadout that has Ghost, take your primary weapon, change out any of the attachments for the fully loaded perk on your gun. What that does is when you pick up the gun, it'll give you max reserve ammo. So for an assault rifle, you'll have 60 bullets in the magazine, and then you'll have 210 reserve ammo. And then you're going to do the same thing for whatever your pistol is. So you have a Deagle with a fully loaded attachment.
Alpha Mapping Whiskey.
And then you'll have max pistol ammo as well. So then what you're going to do is, instead of only swapping out your pistol for your original secondary, you're going to swap out both of your new guns that are on your Ghost class right back for your original 2 overkill guns. Because now you'll have max ammo, and you'll also have your 2 really good guns, and you'll still have 5 slots, because your original weapons are not going to have that fully loaded perk on them. And then I would also suggest that you use a different camo on your overkill weapons. So that way, if you forget whether or not you have the right gun in your hand, you'll know based on the color of the gun. So my overkill class is the Damascus, which is the one I want to be running. And then my Ghost class, those are both platinum. So I'll know right away if I have the wrong guns in my hands. It's an easy, cheesy way to make sure you have full ammo as soon as you swap back to that. Or as soon as you pick up your Ghost class, you'll have full ammo guaranteed. You don't need to keep the fully loaded weapon perk weapons. Now, I've just received an instruction from High Command. The Vaping Viking says, go pour yourself a MFing whiskey. Now, I'm going to say motherfucking whiskey, and I'll do it. Hey, I'll do it. Because he accompanied that commandment with 11,741 bits. Let's fucking go. Jesus Christ, Viking. You are insane. You're insane. I don't understand the impetus for all of those bits. That is a big number, by the way. A big number.
It's a large number.
It's a large number. It's a 5-digit number. I haven't gotten that high in the numbers since high school in geometry class. Probably not. Probably algebra. Doesn't matter though, right? Doesn't matter though, right? Yeah. So Viking, thank you so much, dude. 11,741 bits. I dearly, dearly appreciate it, my friend. Super appreciative, super supportive. I thank you, man. Thank you so much, dude. I don't know what to say, but I appreciate it. And then Seeing Trees 94 with the gifted sub, dude. Let's fucking go. Silent Murder 909. Welcome to this small but vibrant and extremely humble community, sir. Silent Trees, Viking, Pritch, everyone else, thank you so much, guys. So now that we've gotten that fully loaded thing out of the way, that is the one other tip I heard from the community to help you with Warzone wins. And if this is your first time listening and you want Warzone strategy, use that tip and then go listen to episode 33 and use all of the other tips. Now, Tanner, I'm required, right, to go make myself a whiskey. And you kind of did the heavy lifting for once, right? For this next announcement. So, Tanner, why don't you go ahead and share the biggest announcement possibly that has ever been made on the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast?
It's definitely possible. So we talked about a couple weeks ago or so bringing a guest on. Well, we had some people in mind. This person was definitely one of those people on our radar. He's very big in the community right now. He's only been in the community for about 3 months, and he has 25,000 Twitter followers. He does a great job with what he does. He provides us with fantastic info that we have noted and provided on this podcast before, and obviously we gave him the proper clearance for helping us out there. Anyways, Doug at Modern Warzone will be our guest this Saturday night at 7 p.m. He is very big in the Warzone community. He has some big names following him. He provides fantastic information. He has a new website. He is up to date with the latest leaks. He's up to date with everything, guys, and he is a fantastic source, and we've been using him here. What'd you say, Raz, for maybe 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks at least? No, longer than that.
I think we've been using him without... Honestly, okay. I thought I think I had seen him retweeted a bunch in my timeline, but I didn't recognize that it wasn't like the official MDub account or something, because his name is Modern Warzone. So I think I had seen him before that, but I just kind of like scrolled past it and thought it was like an official account. But we've known about him explicitly that he's like who he is for, probably 5 weeks, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So, let me, if you could direct your attention to the screen. Let's see here. So this was the official announcement on Twitter, and you could find this announcement at Tanner Dropshot on Twitter. Go follow him. And then once you do that, you want to go to his pinned tweet. This is pinned, correct, Tanner?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And he says, big announcement this Saturday, 7:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're still going to start at 7, but we're going to kind of just do announcements, make sure we can get everything set up. So roughly 7:15. Be there at 7, though, yeah? The Dropshot will be having our first guest at Modern Warzone. Will be joining me and Tanner live on twitch.tv/Razanon. Make sure to follow. For episode 35 of the podcast. That is this Saturday. This Saturday. If there was ever a podcast to be there for, it is this one. You guys will not want to miss this one. 6 retweets, 24 likes. It was retweeted by Modern Warzone. He said, glad to be available. We've confirmed this. It's all set up. We're good to go. And just to give you guys an idea of how big he is, we're going to compare, okay? So let's go to @Tanner Dropshot.
Jesus.
He has 119 followers, right? Not 119,000, not 1,190, but 119 followers. Okay, so that's Tanner. That's the co-host of the hottest up-and-coming podcast in gaming.
The hottest.
So now we'll look at our first guest. This is seminal.
Hold on. We're not going to add you to this? You're acting like I have a shit amount of followers. You barely have more than me. Show your follower count, bitch.
I don't know if I have my Twitter bookmarked, actually.
Okay, I'll find it right now. Don't worry.
Fine.
Keep in mind, I've had my Twitter account since January. He's had his since 2016, and he has 193 followers. So we both have a shit follower count.
Okay, well, so we're looking at my Twitter account now. RAZINON. Go follow me. Ladies, DMs are open. By the way, no one commented on my new profile picture. I worked very hard on this. Not really. My guy did it. My graphic designer dude did. I copied Harris Heller. If you're trying to stream, you should follow him, by the way. But anyways, yeah, I have 193 followers. So just shit, right? We say it all the time, and you guys think we're kidding. This is a small but vibrant and extremely humble community. But the key word is the first word, small. We're small, dude. We're small. So imagine our surprise when this fucking demon agrees to do an interview with us, dude. At Modern Warzone, his name is Doug, 27,000 followers. And he started his account, by the way, in February of this year. So it's been like 3 months since he's been on Twitter, and he already has a huge following. So what Doug is principally known for is a lot of leaks, a lot of accurate leaks, and a lot of good information that comes out of them. And then he packages the leaks really well and delivers them in really like structured, coherent ways, which is definitely a part of his success for sure. He has his own website at Modern Warzone. So first of all, at Modern Warzone, go follow him on Twitter. And then also make sure you interact with the tweet that fucking Tanner tweeted about being on the pod. I would appreciate that. But yeah, and then this is his website. We went over this a week ago. But like, look, so professional. Fucking 3 months this guy's been doing this. So
yeah, actually nutty.
So we're very excited to have him on the pod. And so that's our big announcement. That's going to be this Saturday. And if you guys could do me a favor, go to my Twitter. And I tweeted We've got plenty of questions for Doug this Saturday, but we'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Drop some questions you'd like us to ask him. So for those of you who have been asking, I appreciate it. I'm going to be pulling questions from this Twitter thread, so you can find me there. Or if you're in the Discord, join the fucking Discord, then you can also ask there for questions you want us to send Doug, and we can do it that way as well. I have no problem with that. So make sure you join the Discord and follow me on Twitter. And then, yeah, if you want us to ask questions of Doug, you can. Now, if you ask me, hey, what's the next big leak? I'm not going to ask him that because he'll leak things whenever the fuck he wants. Okay. But if it's other things like, I don't know, how'd you get started? Shit like that. We're probably going to ask things like that, to be honest. Yeah. So if you have a particularly interesting or unique question, any question, just ask us to ask him. And if it's shit, I won't ask him. It's fine. There's nothing to lose. So yeah, make sure you submit your questions for what you want him or want us to ask him. So keep those things in mind. Let's see. Thank you for that shout out, Tanner. I appreciate it. It's going to blow up. I'm excited, Viking. I'm super excited. Sarah, welcome. Whoa, Tanner changed his setup. You changed your setup, Tanner?
What?
Your setup looks the same to me. I think he just took down his "Don't Tread on Me" flag. Glittapusa in the chat.
No, this was like, oh, I did that a while ago. Shows how much she watches us.
Yeah, sure.
I have more lights on right now. That could be why.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind.
Or is she referring to my setup, aka my mustache?
I don't know.
Could be that too.
Jackie Moon, welcome. First time live. Been listening on Spotify since episode 22. You guys are fucking hilarious. Well, I appreciate that, Jackie Moon. And it is very nice to have you here live for the live experience. Let's see. Infinity Lion, I hope so, dude. I'm very excited. I'm low-key. Now, obviously, I have an incredibly magnetic, sparkling personality. I have more charisma than fucking Conan O'Brien. I have the interpersonal skills of an international diplomat, right? But nonetheless, despite my imminent qualifications to conduct an interview with a guest as esteemed as Doug, nonetheless, I'm still kind of nervous. We're all about truth here on the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. So, yeah, I'm nervous about it, but I'm very excited, and I think it's going to go well. And Tanner's been interacting with Doug a lot more than me, and he is he's got a real good sense that that Doug's a cool dude. How old is he? Do you know? He's about our age, isn't he?
He's absolutely younger than us, and he's also married with a child, so he's more mature than you and me.
He is what we would refer to as a grown-ass man.
But he's younger than us, but he's a grown man.
And we live with our ancestors. So anyways, yeah, that is going to be nice. Nicomus with the gifted sub. Hell fucking yeah. Sarah, welcome back to this small but vibrant and extremely humble community, my friend. And Nicomus, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that. I shouted you out earlier in the pod, by the way, in case you weren't here. Anyways, let's move on here. We've got no patch items to discuss, so let me just hurry through this. That was a joke. All right, iTunes reviews. So B. Perry, love the pod, guys. Keep up the great work. Thank you, B. Perry. Just a reminder, if you want your iTunes review read on the podcast, rate it 5 stars, write whatever the fuck you want, I'll read it. It's that simple. This is review laundering. I don't care what you write. I'll read it. Doesn't matter what you write. I'll read it if it's 5 stars. That is the only prerequisite for having your review read live on the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast.
That sounds illegal.
Well,
illegal?
I'll have my lawyers look into it. The Dropshot LLC lawyers.
We'll have the company lawyer take a look for sure.
Pickles says best Warzone content. These guys need to keep the pod to a tight 45 minutes, but the content is excellent. They're going to the mountaintop. Thank you for the kind words, Pickles. It absolutely will never be 45 minutes long. Never. That's never happening. But I appreciate the 5 stars. Just a friendly reminder, Pickles, you can wait until you hear the second jingle. And when you hear that, that means all the announcements and iTunes reviews readings are over. So make sure you just abuse that scrub button. I do it too. Question from Jim03. What are your political views / ideas about the George Floyd situation? Well, listen, here's the thing. This is a podcast about a video game called Call of Duty. My political views should be of no concern to you, to anyone listening. And frankly, the only thing on any social media platform ever, probably including Twitch, is nonstop George Floyd, CNN, MSNBC, etc. So it would also take me probably, I'm not kidding, 45 minutes to explain all of my views on this, because it's really actually quite fucking complicated, the way I see this whole thing, if we're not just talking about George Floyd. But I will say the George Floyd situation specifically, obviously a gross abuse of power. Obviously that man was killed. Obviously police brutality, excessive force. That cop should be ashamed of himself and thrown in a prison, along with all of his compatriots who were on the scene. Now, I have cops in my family. I have extended family that are cops. It's actually just extended family, but that would count as my family. But I also, I used to do jujitsu, and I used to do Shotokan, and there were a bunch of cops there as well. And I mean, wouldn't you know it? Surprise, surprise. Most cops are pretty good people. Just like most baristas are pretty good people, or most baggers are pretty good people, or most realtors are pretty good people. But the difference is, if you have a bad barista, they might give you decaf on purpose because they're an asshole. If you have a bad cop, you might be strangled to death on the concrete in the middle of the street while people are filming. So I think there is just about the same proportion of bad cops as there are of bad anything in this world. But unfortunately, when you have the authority and the power of a police officer, when you fuck up, it's a lot worse than when a barista fucks up or when most other professions fuck up. So I think that situation's terrible. It's sad that he died. I literally didn't watch the video because I don't need to watch a man get killed slowly over 9 minutes. It's like a snuff. It's like an odd voyeuristic fetish to like watch a snuff film, but then be happy about it or okay with watching it because everyone else is like talking about it and stuff. And I understand that people would want to watch it to just be informed on the subject, but it's really sad to me. And I've seen plenty of screen caps and stuff, so I didn't watch the whole video or anything. I've seen parts of it. I've seen enough to know that it was obviously incredibly wrong. So, but the ensuing riots and all that shit, like I said, it would take me too long to get into all of that. The only thing I have said, and I will say again, is that I'm glad CNN had its property damaged because they've been peddling fear and rage baiting for fucking decades now, along with every other mainstream media corporation. And my only regret is that the entire building was not razed. So that's as much as I'll get into it now. So if you guys want to hear more about my political views, wait until I start a podcast that is unrelated to Call of Duty, and we can make that happen.
Or just join the Discord.
Or just join the Discord, because I can't help myself there. But that's fine, because then it's like you didn't go to the Discord anyways. Bearded Const Guy says, advice maybe not. Aim down your sights, then pull the kill streak up. Don't move your sticks. Hits the mark 90% of the time. Thanks. What the fuck does this mean? I read this days ago. Dude, I read this days ago, and I was trying to figure out what it could possibly mean. Because it obviously has something to do with Call of Duty, because he says aim down your sights, right? So I was like, okay, he has the right podcast, but I don't know what this means.
Okay.
What I think what he might mean, rather, is that if you aim down your sights and then you pull up like a cruise missile and then you don't move your sticks, 90% of the time, the cruise missile will hit where you were aiming down sights with your gun. Now, is that true? Absolutely fucking not. It's clearly not true, but that's the only interpretation that makes sense to me. So one more time, if you guys can figure out what the fuck this means, let me know in the Discord. Advice maybe not is the title of this 5-star review. Quote, aim down your sights, then pull the kill streak up. Don't move your sticks. Hits the mark 90% of the time.
It's so fucking funny, dude.
End quote. I don't know what that means.
I thought he was referring to like a cluster or a precision in Warzone, something to do with that. It's also funny he says sticks though. Has he not listened to every single episode where we talk about we play on PC and don't play on controller and shit on controller and aim assist? So that was pretty funny. Thanks for the 5 stars though, dude. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the analytics, but yeah, I don't know what the fuck your review means. So maybe if you want to join the fucking Discord, then yeah, you can elucidate that.
Join the Discord and explain it. Yes, exactly.
So the return of our good friend Caleb. So the title of his review is Caleb by Instagram Caleb Santos 16, KALEBSANTOS 16. Go follow him. Another New Hampshire fan. Would you play with subs on stream? Also been here since the 14th podcast, yet haven't caught a stream. Although I did follow on Twitch. Keep up the work. I'll drop a sub soon. Thank you, Caleb. We are not playing with subs now. I think maybe down the road we will. I think it's more likely we would play with subs when we do multiplayer. So I think sub games are going to become more of a thing for COD 2020, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll keep you apprised. But right now, not really, no. Love it. The World War II Kid, the best Call of Duty podcast. Keep that in mind. I'm up to date on MDub. Keep up the good work. Thank you, WW2 Kid. This one's by Traplord Jenkins. I love the name. Best COD Pod. Best COD podcast by far, which is like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome. Since we're still on MDub 2019 right now. Well, the Dropshot does not necessarily endorse the opinions of its reviewers, but I'm just doing what I said I would do. My favorite part is when they call each other little bitches. 6 out of 5 stars would still hit. Well, Traplord Jenkins, thank you, you stupid bitch.
Dude, I didn't see that one. That one's funny. Jeez.
Yeah, well, it's kind of
God,
weird.
our viewers are fantastic. Our viewers, listeners, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny review. Just to brag by Your Mum Gay. Okay. I've been overseas twice. The places I've been to are England, Scotland, Paris, London, and Ireland. And I'm under 20. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work. What do you have to say about that, Tanner?
He's such a fucking idiot. I don't want to hear you bragging about where you've been when your parents paid for it, when you went on a family vacation. I don't give a fuck about your family vacations, dude, at all.
Dude, when you said that to me, I laughed out loud because that's true. It's like, dude, you were under 20 and you went to Paris. It's like, what are you, a hedge fund manager? No, your fucking parents dragged your little ass onto a plane and then you flew to another continent. But thank you for the 5 stars. We got some amusement out of that. And then lastly, by August is my actual name. So August, look no further. COD news, updates, intel, inside info, anything and everything you need to stay intertwined in the world of Warzone and regular multiplayer. The hosts are smart, cutthroat, and not afraid to call it how it is. A must listen if you're a Warzone player. Also, as a bonus, the Dropshot does not necessarily endorse the opinions of its reviewers. Also, as a bonus, I'm fairly certain Raz will buy you a quote-unquote coffee if you're a strapping 17-year-old boy. Well, I will keep that in mind, August, and thank you for the 5-star review. Just a reminder, if you do review the podcast 5 stars on iTunes, you can write whatever the fuck you want, and I'll read it. So keep those things in mind. Let's catch up on chat here, and we'll get into playlist updates. What do we have here? What do we have here? What do we have here? Wow, this goes back far. Your personality makes me want to slit my wrists, says Corey. I wonder who he was talking to. That's a
He's talking to you.
Dude.
No, because you were talking about, what were you talking about?
I don't know what I was talking about. I was talking about everything. And
you were
nothing.
talking about how good you were or something. You were talking about how you were smart. whatever. I don't know. It was one of those dumb fucking rants you go
I
on.
remember. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Okay. I just did the reviews. R.J. Harrell. So you were here in time. Viking shooting his shot. Damn. Okay. Damn. That's true. He says, me shooting my shot would be dropping 250,000 biddies when Sarah goes live. Keep that in mind, Sarah.
She's scared to stream, yeah.
Maybe turn on the stream.
Yeah.
All my subs have been gifted to you, Raz. How does it feel? It feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. I have to admit. Very generous listeners. It's very nice. Sugar Daddy. Why are you getting political on a Call of Duty podcast? I was forced to, and I kept it very... Trust me, Tanner, did I or did I not keep that brief?
I thought you were going to talk about that for, I'm not kidding, 30 minutes.
Yeah. So trust me, I showed a lot of restraint. I have a lot to say, but this is not the place. Yeah, join the Discord if you want to see more on that. Don't forget the UPS guy. Ha ha ha. What's up, elk hounds? I don't know what you're referring to. I'm reading this too late. Escorts are good people. I'm sure they are. Oh, you guys are talking about bad. Got it. About time I make it for a Dropshot podcast. Yeah, I got it now. What's up, Cheese Dick? How's it going, dude? AKA Blaze Jumpers. Viking with the gifted sub. Let's fucking go. Welcome back, Cheese. Welcome back. Thank your sugar daddy and everyone's sugar daddy. He's our sugar patriarch, really. Read a book. Thank you, Viking. I appreciate that gifted sub. 68 in the chat. And that's just about it. So now this is the jingle you listen for if you want to skip all the bullshit. And we'll get into the next segment. Okay, so now let's move on. So the next section of the podcast is playlist updates. All right, cool. So now that we're done with that, let me catch up on chat. Nothing here. Okay, so let's move on. The next section we would go over, that we're going to go over, is patch notes. Okay, so let me catch up on chat. Nothing in chat. Okay, great. So let's go back. And the next section is news and upcoming changes. So by the way, those were jokes because there are absolutely no playlist updates and no patch notes. And in all seriousness, to move on to section 4, here is why. Call of Duty tweeted on 6:18 p.m. 2 days ago, June 1st, an image. While we all look forward to playing the new seasons of MW, Warzone, and COD Mobile, now is not the time. We are moving the launches of MW Season 4 and COD Mobile Season 7 to later dates. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's strong. Ooh, it's smooth, though. Chivas Regal. It's a good blended scotch. We're moving the launches of MW Season 4 and COD Mobile Season 7 to later dates. Right now, it's time for those speaking up for equality, justice, and change to be seen and heard. We stand alongside you. So Season 4 was supposed to be today, as a matter of fact, and it turns out to not be today. It is being postponed in light of recent events. I don't know if you guys have seen, maybe you've heard, George Floyd was extrajudicially executed in the streets of St. Paul, Minneapolis. And there are protests, riots, looting, death in every single major city in the United States of America. So Activision decided to do its part by, I guess, delaying a patch. No, they didn't donate to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. No, they didn't actually. They didn't actually help George Floyd's GoFundMe at all. No. How this multinational $100 million+ corporation helped was they tweeted a picture and delayed a patch. So, Tanner, do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, the patch probably wasn't completed anyways, so I'm hoping maybe we'll get a less buggy patch. That's about the extent of my thoughts. Okay, honestly, I was pissed off when I saw this because I was supposed to be gone these 3 days. You guys remember I announced at last pod I probably wasn't going to be here. Well, that got canceled because of COVID-19. Thank you, COVID-19. So I'm here, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh, this is the first day I have off that a new season has dropped that I can finally play it all day until the pod, and then I can talk about it. When I saw that, I was furious. But as it's gone on, I somewhat understand it because every other company has done the same thing. Fortnite delayed some bullshit they were having. I don't know what it was. I just saw somebody retweet it. Don't care, but everybody's doing it. So, I mean, I understand it now. It makes sense, I guess. I'm still pretty annoyed. We probably won't get it till next week now. But, you know, they're doing what they think they need to do, even though they're not donating, like Raz said, as far as we know. Because we know damn well if Activision was donating money, they would let everybody know.
That's literally exactly what I was going to say. I was about to say, how dare you imply that they would donate and not say anything on every fucking social media account they control. So here are my thoughts. Okay.
I'm going pee. Keep talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
You have no trouble doing that.
Okay. I'm not sure whether or not delaying the patch was the right thing to do. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It doesn't really matter either way. If they launched the patch on time, they would not be hurting the cause of the protesters and the Black Lives Matter movement. By delaying the patch, they're certainly not helping, in my view, the Black Lives Matter movement or the protesters' movement or any kind of movement for racial equality or justice or standing up for the oppressed or the little guy. No matter what they did here, delaying a patch or not is completely inconsequential. And it smacks of so much arrogance. It's like, dude, you make fucking video games. You're not... Whatever you do with your silly fucking patch is not at all important. It's a video game. It is, by definition, a frivolous hobby. So whether or not you delay the patch is completely irrelevant to helping or harming the cause. No matter what you decided to do, wouldn't change anything, wouldn't matter. Here's what really pisses me off about this corporatist pandering. Do not, for 1 second, think that Activision Blizzard gives a flying fuck about Black Lives Matter, black people in general, their causes, what they're fighting for, racial equality, the oppression of people who are subjugated, underrepresented, etc. And if you don't believe that, I'll go back to my previous statement. They haven't donated any money to any cause that could help with this situation that they are ostensibly trying to help by delaying this patch, which once again does nothing, right? And also, let me take you back in time to not very fucking long ago, by the way, less than a year ago. Class, if you can direct your attention to the screen. Here's an article headline, and some of you may remember this, particularly if you were Hearthstone players. Here's the title of the article. Activision Blizzard, the exact same company that tweeted this image, by the way, suspends esports player who backed Hong Kong protesters. Suspension comes amid uproar in China over comments by Houston Rockets general manager about protests. So you guys may remember, not too long ago, there were massive Hong Kong protests because the citizens of Hong Kong did not want to get reintegrated into China, or it was something like China wanted to be able to extradite Hong Kong citizens to be tried in China under the CCP, and the Hong Kong people know better, and did not want this to happen, and they started protesting. And every Western democracy around the world, rightfully, stood with the Hong Kong protesters. Activision Blizzard, which is headquarters in Anaheim, California, which is in the United States, if I recall correctly. It's probably about a 15-minute drive for me.
It is, yeah.
Instead of supporting the oppressed, the downtrodden, and the little guy, they didn't delay a Hearthstone patch to stand in solidarity with the Hong Kong protesters. They didn't make a tweet about how they care about the movement, the little guy, those people who are being subjugated. Not only did they not help in any way, they didn't even pay lip service to the movement, but they went beyond that. They suspended, banned anyone who was speaking out for Hong Kong. Why is that? Because Activision Blizzard gets a lot of fucking money from the Chinese people, and they did not want to be on the bad side of the Chinese government. So when it is a completely costless, free symbol to pretend like they actually give a flying fuck about you, they're happy to delay a patch and tweet a dumb fucking picture and pretend like they care, because it won't affect their bottom line if they do. But as soon as there are any stakes, as soon as there's anything on the line, they don't give a shit about the little guy anymore. They don't care about justice. They don't care about the oppressed, because now it's getting into their pockets and their bonuses are affected. Their shareholder meeting's going to go bad. The stock price is going to go down. Oh, we can't have that. We can't have that. We're only going to stand up for the little guy when absolutely nothing is on the line. So it should be very obvious to you that they don't care about the Black Lives Matter movement, just like they didn't care about the Hong Kong protesters, period. Do not let these lizard people convince you otherwise. Do not for 1 second be fooled into thinking that Activision Blizzard gives a flying fuck about anything except for their bottom line. That's kind of how corporations work most of the time. They don't necessarily have to work that way, but the hypocrisy to pretend that you care about this movement when you so obviously don't really pisses me off. And it's this type of corporatist pandering that is fucking disgusting to me, because it's an insult to the intelligence of everyone on your Twitter who's paying attention, who remembers Hong Kong, to think that you're going to get away with this. Hey, Activision, if you give a fuck, donate millions of dollars to anything about these protests and anything to help these people. Then maybe I'll believe you, because then it would be cutting into your bottom line. But until such time, don't you dare try and pretend like you give a fuck, because you don't. You don't. And for those of you listening, you should not be convinced either. And if you still don't believe me, go Google Activision Blizzard Hong Kong protesters and read the bevy of articles about how outrageous they handled that fucking catastrophe. So it might have been the right thing to do to delay the patch. I think it's inconsequential either way, but on its own, I don't have a problem with it. The only thing that bothers me about it is that they're obviously being disingenuous. The act itself, it certainly doesn't hurt the Black Lives Matter movement. Doesn't really help either, in my opinion. But it's neither good nor bad. The only thing that's bad about it, really, is that they are lying to you. They are lying to you, and that pisses me off. So,
absolutely.
So that's what I have to say about that. So nonetheless, season 4 got delayed. That was going to be the topic of today's episode. We were going to have a lot to cover, but now we have nothing to cover. I'm with Tanner, and I do think that it'll probably be next Wednesday. That would be my guess. It's almost certainly going to be sometime next week. Oh, and another reason they delayed the patch, by the way, their social media campaigns to promote it wouldn't have worked as well, because social media is being dominated by all these protests.
Yeah, you can't find anything else right now.
You can't find anything else. So another reason they delayed the patch, once again, has nothing to do with the fact that they care, because they don't. It would cut into their bottom line to release the patch right now, because they wouldn't be able to effectively advertise it. So once again, do not be fooled by these corporatist fucking clowns. So keep that in mind. Let me catch up on chat here real quick. Thomas XPCS, thank you for the follow, brother. What else do we have here? 7 mic adjustments. Shit, that's 8 now. Monka S. Extra time for shipment 24/7. Yeah, fair. Fair. I suspect they will combine shipment and shoot house for the next 24/7 playlist, so keep those things in mind as well. What's up, Czar? How's it going, dude? If they donated, I bet they would have had some blueprints come out for the cause. Some BLM Antifa weapon blueprints. That'd be interesting. He just made it 8. Okay, Czar. Okay. What's up, Stick to Your Pistolas? How's it going, dude? I hope he touches my mic. That's a Razino sus for me, Corey.
Damn.
9. You guys could be lying. I'm going to have to review the VOD and see how many times I touch.
They're not lying. They're not lying at all.
Oh, you've been counting too?
Yep. No,
Yeah.
I haven't been counting, but I know that they've been telling the truth.
Oh, you know it, huh? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Riel with the 1,000 biddies. Let's fucking go. Riel, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate the support. Thank you for those 1,000 biddies. I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm privileged. And wherever the fuck you are, I hope you're doing okay. I know you're not in the States, so you're probably fine. But thank you for the bits, dude. Very kind of you, much appreciated. Very generous, sir. Sir. Why I hate the corporates' responses in a nutshell. Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. It's just so obviously pandering. It's like you guys don't care. Don't pretend like you care if you don't care. You're a company that makes video games. Do that. You're not. I don't know. I've said enough. Yeah, that issue with the HK supporter really pissed me off. Yeah, and there was more than just that, by the way. I just didn't remember everything, and I think that alone kind of makes my point for me. But like I said, if you guys want to learn more about how much of fucking hypocrites these people are, then you can Google it yourself. They did a lot more than ban just that dude. So the top post on Reddit today for a while was calling out Activision for this. Yeah, that makes sense, Blood. That makes sense. We have a little bit of a redemption arc though today. A little bit. Not enough, but a little bit. Activision really could have dealt with all this in-house, reaching out to their minority employees and have dialogue with them internally. Yeah. I mean, I agree, Dub, but that would assume that they actually care about the movement, which again, there's no evidence that they actually do. There's no evidence that they actually care. None. Let's see. Also, because of the first anniversary of Michael Brown's death, the leaders of BLM were labeled domestic terrorists. Antifa is on the NSA list of terror groups. Black Lives Matter is domestic terrorists? By whom? I don't think that's true.
He said the leaders. Maybe there's a few people were labeled as that.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
It's a few select people.
That's interesting. I'll have to look into that, Zara. I didn't know that. All right. So let's move on. Next here, we have a little leaky leak. And this is from our guest for Saturday's pod, Modern Warzone. Doug Dagnabbit is what he is on Twitch, by the way. Tanner plugged him earlier. And his website is modernwarzone.com. So there were some leaks that came out, and this is what I was talking about earlier about how all these leaks are really well formatted. And he can actually spell, unlike charlieintel.com. I love you, Charlie Intel. Hire better writers. So Season 4 live event Warzone. By now, I'm sure you've seen some of the rumors about the upcoming live event in Warzone. VGC News shared that Warzone has an in-game meta event happening right now that will end with the reveal of COD 2020, or as we know, Black Ops Cold War. What this meta event will be has been the topic of discussion for the COD community since the news was revealed. There are many theories out there, like the dam breaking, the nuke going off, a new map, Urzikstan, haven't heard that one, and AQ, which I think is Al-Qatala, which is the fictional terror resistance freedom fighter, pick your pronoun, group invading the map and an all-out war ensuing in Verdansk. So there are some in-game files that refer to a BR public event titled Bombardment. Could this be the missile attack on the dam? We're going to break down some evidence. So apparently there are some in-game files that refer to an actual event, Bombardment. And you can see the names of them here. So if you guys can see this, public event, Bombardment, GSC, choppers, fire sale, jailbreak, juggernaut. That is interesting. Have you had a chance to delve into this article, Tanner?
I was kind of reading it earlier before the notes, but I haven't seen much of it. No.
Okay. Because I'm curious what that could even mean just based on the name, Bombardment. But it sounds like a fucking nuclear missile going off. So we don't have any confirmation, but Doug's theory, and he's been right about a lot of this shit, he believes either water rushing through the dam or an avalanche caused by something behind the dam are two options that are plausible. So it looks like the map that we already have is just going to change in some way. And I would be shocked if it wasn't related to the dam, because we have already seen it changing, cracks in the dam, leaks, etc. And then there's also an exploding helicopter, was what some people thought. Doug says that's not true. A large missile striking the sky bridge under the dam highway. And there are two missiles seen in this screenshot. The catch is that the missile matches up almost exactly to what a cluster strike missile looks like. Interesting. Nothing appears to match the image of the missiles in the screenshot based on the angle of entry of the missiles. That's interesting. So he did some fucking geometry to figure this out.
Yeah, he really did.
So we also have files that pertain to the flood break, the dam breaking rather. So flood, dam break, church destruction. Flood, dam break, missile 1, 2, 3, 4. Flood, dam break, barricade 1, 2, 3. So it seems like number 1, there's going to be a bombardment. Number 2, there's going to be a flood. Seems pretty likely that the dam is getting bombed. Which is kind of what we talked about, isn't it, Tanner? When we were talking about our theories for how the map changes?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about the nuke hitting the dam. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I'm reading them now.
Yeah. So what else do we have here?
Why is this not bigger news?
I know, it's weird.
Why have I not
it's
seen
all
this all over
because
Twitter?
I think it's because it is not like 100% confirmed. So the strings of files, so the bombardment file strings are confirmed. They're in there, along with the flood dam break, which is confirmed in there. But what exactly those mean is up for interpretation. And Doug does a good job speculating on that on his website, modernwarzone.com. And you can read all of that and peruse through it and kind of get a sense for what he's thinking. But it seems all but confirmed that it is going to have to do with the dam being... Either the dam is going to break and in an unrelated event, there's going to be a bombardment of missiles at some other spot, or the missiles are going to hit the dam. Or, interesting third theory, this is two different events and the files for both are in the game, but only one is going to happen at season 4 and the next event is going to happen at a later time. Do you have any opinions on whether or not that may be the case, or do you think these would coincide at the same time, Tanner?
I think it'd be one at a time because, eventually there will be other map changes down the road. But I feel like to start with, there will just be one thing that changes. Because also, you didn't say this part, but those the other coding they saw was flood, dam, break, street water. So does that mean half the map is going to be flooded, or that's going to piss me off if so, which we also talked about in a previous episode about just the rivers are going to be flooded and just slightly on the roads, if there's just a couple inches of water and doesn't affect anything, are we going to have to swim in places, which we don't think is in the game. So that's interesting to see.
Jesus, that's Irish or Scotch. Yeah, that is going to be interesting to see. Dude, It sounds like all of these leaks correspond with our fucking predictions, Tanner.
I think they do.
Like, we literally just bullshit speculated. We speculated water that's an inch deep that you can run through, and we're not going to have to swim. The nuke, and specifically the nuking of the dam. To be fair, I said the dam would not get nuked. That was the one prediction I made. And I might be exactly wrong about that because the dam might be the only thing that gets nuked. So we will see.
Yeah.
If you guys want more info on that, like I said, go to modernwarzone.com. It is the most recent article. You could find it very easily there. The site is very navigable. But we will hopefully see this. Do you think one of these at least is going to correspond with season 4? Almost certainly, right?
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
Is it going to be at the start of the season? You know, like day one, there's going to be the change, and we're going to watch the video like we had talked about. Like Fortnite does, it's the start of the new season. You see the video, it shows the map change. You hop into the map, dam has been destroyed.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. What do you think? Is that what you're thinking as well? Right at the start, day one?
Yes. Yes. The only thing that I am still skeptical of is in-game event. I think if you use that phrase very loosely, the in-game event was the bunkers being unlocked. It's not like a Fortnite concert. So do you think there's going to be anything that constitutes an event that is more interactive or more live than the bunkers being unlocked were?
No.
No. Yeah. I don't
Absolutely
either.
not.
I don't either. So we'll see. But yeah, I think given these leaks, the dam gets bombed. I think that is by far and away the most likely situation here, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. There's still a lot that is unanswered, but those file strings are confirmed to be in the notes. And then a little more back to current events. And this is, again, corresponding to our boy Doug. Modern Warzone tweeted, right after Season 4 got delayed, he said, okay, well, if you guys at Activision are going to release the patch, why don't you use this time productively? And so he started a hashtag, End COD Racism. Now, if any of you have ever played a video game online, here's one thing you're sure to see. Hackers and people with outrageous racist names.
Mm-hmm.
These are as inevitable as these are as inevitable as death and taxes are in the online gaming sphere. So Doug made a hashtag on Twitter. Let's get hashtag End COD Racism trending. And he tagged a bunch of big streamers. And he's got a big platform, like we said. He's got 20,000 plus Twitter followers. So he decided, in the midst of all that's going on and the fact that Season 4 is getting delayed, he said, no, Activision, you're not getting a break. Let's use this time wisely. So he started this hashtag, and this was on June 2nd. And then we got an image the next day from Activision. There is no place for racist content in our game. This is an effort we began with launch, and we need to do a better job. Yeah, K. Big K. We're issuing thousands of daily bans of racist and hate-oriented names, but we know we have to do more, and we are. They're adding additional resources to monitor and ID racist content, adding additional in-game reporting systems to increase the number of bans by hour, adding filters and greater restrictions on name changes. That is the best thing they can do, and they should be doing this for cheaters also, but good. Evaluating in-game improvements to make it easier to report offenses, increasing permanent bans to root out repeat offenders. We apologize to our players. This is our commitment to you, our fans. Thank you. Now, Tanner, do you think this effort would have been undergone were it not for Doug forcing the issue?
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not.
They got pressured again. Activision gets pressured again. Front page news. Big fucking shock.
Yeah. So this is capitalism's a double-edged sword here, boys. And this is one of the benefits of capitalism. If you are a good actor and you have some influence, you can affect some positive change. And that's exactly what Modern Warzone did. He said, all right, well, you know, look, I care about this issue. You guys delayed my patch. I'm pissed about it. But let's use this time wisely. Let's use this break wisely. He single-handedly got a fucking hashtag going, and now he actually made Activision do more work. So I think that's cool. I think that's like the best thing you could do if you're going to delay this patch for a movement that you supposedly care about. It's nice that you actually do something to help. Now, this isn't a huge thing, but they're a video game company, so having fewer racist names in their video game is exactly the type of thing that is good, that is helpful, and I'm glad that they got pressured into doing it. But make no mistake, were it not for Doug or someone else pushing this hashtag or something like it, it never would have happened. Which again goes back to my point that they don't actually care. But luckily, they care about their bottom line. And when you get a hashtag trending about their video game, they will be forced into action, which they have done. So all the credit in the world to Doug, almost none to Activision. But at least they did something after being pressured into doing it. And the result is good. That's what matters. So now we're going to get into... I haven't been happier to read something about Call of Duty in probably 7 months. Probably 7 months. And I've been itching to talk about this because this came out like Thursday of last week, right after our Wednesday pod. So we haven't been able to talk about it until right the fuck now. Right the fuck now. And that is that a couple maps from a couple old Call of Duties are returning for COD 2020.
Hell yeah.
Apologies. So, rumor, fan favorite maps to be included in COD 2020. According to a new rumor from another leaker whose original Twitter account was suspended, and he's now on a secondary Twitter. Don't need all these details. There is a rumor of some leaks. Here are the names of those maps that are going to hopefully appear in COD 2020. Nuke Town, Jungle, Summit, and Firing Range are already remastered maps coming to Black Ops, the new Black Ops. Should have just remastered the original at this rate. So that's an interesting take. But first of all, Tanner, Nuke Town, Jungle, Summit, and Firing Range. Give me your opinion on each of these maps and how you feel if these maps were to return for COD 2020.
Nuke Town, a top 2 map all time in Call of Duty. Absolutely fantastic. Jungle, top 10 map for me in all of Call of Duty. Another fantastic map.
Okay.
Which would not have worked in this game. I know it's a Infinity Ward game. Imagine the visibility on that map in this game. Holy shit. Firing Range, fan-fucking-tastic as well. That's probably a top 5 for me as well. And Summit's just whatever. It definitely works out. Summit is still better than 90% of Modern Warfare maps, so I'm okay with it. I'm very excited to see that, especially if the game has Nuke Town. I'm not kidding. You can have Nuke Town 24/7 for the entire life cycle of the game, and I would play that every single time.
Absolutely.
I don't need another map, truthfully. Absolutely. I don't get bored of that map.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to give you guys a hot take warning, and I'm going to do my hot take in about 2 minutes after I evaluate these maps. So first, for the not hot take, Nuke Town. Like Tanner said, one of the best first-person shooter maps of all time. Certainly one of the best Call of Duty maps of all time. Have it in every Call of Duty game, yeah? Fantastic. If this comes back, I'm fucking thrilled about it. Jungle, I really like that map. I'm not sure I would put it in my top 10. I would have to sit down and construct a list of my all-time favorite Call of Duty maps. But Jungle is above average. It's not an average map for me. It's a good map. So that's good. Summit, I feel about the same way. Excuse me. I feel about the same way about. It's above average, but it's not top 10 for me. Summit definitely isn't. Firing Range is my #1 favorite Call of Duty map of all time. I think it is the best Call of Duty map that's ever existed. It is the perfect size. It has everything. So if you want to snipe, there are long sight lines to snipe on. If you want to use a sub, you can easily navigate the map to use a sub. If you want to use an AR, there are middle distances all over the place. There are two-story buildings, and that's it. And there's one third-story tower that's very difficult to get to, but can be strong. It is the perfect map. So Firing Range is... I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled. Absolutely thrilled at this suite of maps. Hopefully coming back for Black Ops 2020. Here's the hot take. If Call of Duty never made another map again, I would prefer that to them trying to make new maps. I would prefer it. We don't need new Call of Duty maps. We don't need them. You have such a library of just deep cuts. Just deep cuts, dude. That we could just keep remastering maps and releasing them with new titles. And the only thing we need to change is update the graphics, change up the weapons, change up the perks, the graphics, add new mechanics, such as sliding, mounting, add some other shit like that. You can change everything else. Don't change the maps ever again. And I would be happy. I mean, imagine if COD 2020 was only the best 25 Call of Duty multiplayer maps of all time. Imagine how much fun you would have queuing for sixes if the maps you could possibly get were Nuke Town, Firing Range, Raid, fucking Favela, Crash, like just only bangers, dude. Bangers, deep cuts. That game would be so much better than any new dogshit map that these teams are going to make. We have enough deep cuts. I'm in the minority here, which is shocking to me. A lot of people complain that absolutely goated old maps are returning to the game. They say, oh, well, I want new content. Stop fucking remastering maps, dude. We want something fresh and new. What is your opinion on this, Tanner? I'm genuinely curious. I don't know where you stand.
It's a tough one for me. I'm completely okay with them remastering maps, but I also want good new maps added. Like, I was very excited when they added Crash into this game. Then I played it and I hated it, but it's at the point now where I really like Crash in this game again, and I'm completely fine with it. Yeah. So, if they do it correctly, if they don't change anything and really just remaster it, I love it. I'm a big fan of those old maps, but also give us new maps that are good. Like
I disagree. That's where I disagree with you.
What's that new map that was a 3-lane, the really long one on this game?
Candor Hideout?
Candor Hideout.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic new map.
True.
So I want a mix.
True.
But I would really probably rather have new maps that are good. If I had to choose one, I would rather have new maps that are really fun. Because we'll make new memories on those fun maps instead of just the old ones that we've been playing for years now. And we know we're good, but, you know, we need something new sometimes.
Yeah. Well, okay. So agree to disagree with you there. High Rise, another banger. Grind, another banger. Yeah. I mean, there's so many deep cuts, dude. It's like if you go to a Metallica concert, for you Metallica fans out there, would you rather them play fucking Death Magnetic or whatever the fuck their new album is called? Or would you rather them have a set list that was Master of Puppets, Fade to Black, Whiplash, For Whom the Bell Tolls? Just deep cuts, dude. I don't care about your new songs. You guys fucking suck now. You can't be trusted to make good new maps, and your hit rate at least for Infinity Ward, is literally 2 out of what, 15? Just give me old maps. Sawmill is pretty good. Sawmill is middling. It's fine. It's not great. Candor is great. Shoot House is great. That's it. Those are the only original Modern Warfare maps that are great, in my opinion. And Shoot House is actually growing less and less on me because Junkyard, it shouldn't be on that map. It's way too overpowered of an area. So, agree to disagree, but nonetheless, Summit, Jungle, Nuke Town, and Firing Range is all good news for me, and I'm fucking thrilled to hear it. Let me catch up on chat here. Anonymous Cheerer. I've never gotten an anonymous cheer until now. With the 300 biddies, though. Let's fucking go. So to Anon, thank you. Mean? I appreciate you. Someone chose to donate anonymously. They want their privacy. Oh. We're a very vulgar, brash podcast, and they don't want to be in the public internet archives to be known to support the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. We're bombastic and controversial, and I don't blame them for not wanting to support publicly. By the way, Anonymous, I don't know who you are either. So if you wanted me to only keep you anonymous from chat, but you wanted me to know who you were, I don't. But nonetheless, I appreciate your generosity, kind stranger. That's very kind of you. Thank you, sir or madam or non-binary. Claptimus Prime, 570 bits. Let's fucking go. I'm just here for some fire. Well, I hope we can continue to bring the fire, Claptimus. Thank you for the biddies, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Very generous. Very kind, sir. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe out there in these tumultuous times. Itchy, what's up, dude? Brentino, welcome. Jedi Knife, welcome. High Rise, another banger of a map. Did you like High Rise, Tanner?
Oh, I loved High Rise, yeah.
High Rise was a great map. How many lanes was High Rise?
3.
Oh, wow, it's weird. Good map is 3 lanes. That's super weird.
Yeah. I would almost consider it a 1-lane map, really, but yeah.
It's definitely 3, but...
Well, yeah.
I very specifically remember it was 3.
No, it's almost just 1. It's kind of just 1.
It's semi-permeable.
Just 1, really.
But, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep those things
It's a 3-lane, but it's a 1, so.
Saint Anger has 2 good songs on it. Otherwise, that album is garbage. That's wrong. That's wrong.
You guys want to say hi to Teddy? I didn't know he was in here.
Ooh, shout out to Teddy. Hold on. Let me put the camera, the pussy cam.
Best cat in the world right here.
How old's Teddy?
I think he was just asleep under the bed, dude.
How old is he?
I don't know, 3.
3. So he's still a little kitty cat. Still a little kitten.
He's a good boy for sure.
Cat years are like 6 years per year, maybe 5 years per year. He's purring.
Yeah, he's purring for sure. Can't hear him. I don't have an XLR mic. It doesn't pick it up.
Yeah, I can't hear it. Sad. All right, we'll tell him to get the fuck off. We're making history. 1 is another excellent song. Death Magnetic is not good. Death Magnetic did have some good songs, but no Death Magnetic song is better than any song off of like fucking Ride the Lightning, for example. But anyways, I digress. Claptimus, thank you for the biddies, dude. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. He was really struggling without we were really struggling. We are really struggling. I'm really struggling to read. We're really struggling without a new season. Yeah, agreed. We got to make do though. We got to make do. We'll figure it out. Claptimus with the 5 gifted subs. Let's fucking go, dude. Hell yes, Claptimus. Thank you for those gifted subs. 30 total. The absolute mad lad, dude. AR Assassin, Blandry92, Razzler, Chick Norris. That's amusing. And that one Peron. I think you forgot an S there. Peron. But thank you for the 5 gifted subs, Claptimus. I appreciate you, dude. Very kind of you. Honored, humbled, and as always, privileged, my good friend. And for those of you 5, make sure you thank Claptimus for welcoming you to this small but vibrant and extremely humble community. Make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you link your Discord to your Twitch account. You'll get a nice little badge. And if you're a tier 2 or tier 3 sub, you might get some bonus content in the Discord but that is an announcement for another time.
Oh,
So-
shit. Okay.
What's up, New Hampshire gunslinger? How's it going, dude? Well, there were no patch notes today, so you didn't miss much, sadly. So, last thing is, I'm not going to show this on stream.
Well, you can't. It got taken down, so.
Oh, well, there are videos of it, but I deleted the other links. But if you guys go on the internet, I'm sure you could find there is a video of a pre-alpha COD 2020 gameplay. Pre-alpha COD 2020 gameplay. Tanner, did you watch this video at all?
I watched it, yeah.
What are your impressions of it?
Dude, people, in my opinion, people are thinking it's some big video. Nah, this is pre-alpha footage. This shows us nothing. You can't tell what the gameplay's like, honestly. The one thing I noticed, honestly, is the colors. I can tell it's a Treyarch game because there's colors in the game.
Yes.
There's blue, there's green, there's a lot of color. Other than
1000%.
that, the gun that he was carrying looked more like a modern warfare weapon to me, which is kind of interesting, the setup. The movement looked, I don't know, similar. There was no sliding in it yet. They said that that's just not in the game, they believe, yet. It's not coded in. It would crouch when you did that, when you held down the button. But other than that, there's really not much to say about it. It's a basic video that was it's very pre-alpha.
Yeah. So the video itself is largely unimpressive, but I would, and I'm not going to show it on stream because the person who leaked this footage got a DMCA from Activision, and I'm not trying to bring the weight of Activision's considerable legal team down on the Dropshot LLC. We're a small, humble company, not incorporated, by the way. And I'm not trying to fuck with Activision at all, so I'm not showing the video on my stream. Call me a pussy, don't care, not doing it. But I'm sure you guys could find it very easily. Just Google COD 2020 gameplay video, you can find it. The video quality is terrible because he didn't even screen cap his computer. He like recorded his monitor with his phone. So that person's a retard, first of all. And also, I have a couple takeaways. Like Tanner said, it is very early stage. It looked to me like a character model was playing a Minecraft version of Arsenal, the Black Ops 4 map. It looked like he was right on B in that room of Arsenal, and it was the Minecraft version. It was just blocks, and like, there was one thing that was like, had a done texture. The character model, at least the hands, that texture looked done, or largely done, and the weapon did as well. I agree with Tanner. The lighting looked very Treyarch, which is fantastic. That means the visibility is not going to be fucking atrocious like it is in Modern Warfare 2019. But that is largely what I expected, so that didn't surprise me.
No.
The only thing that really surprised me is how similarly the movement, the weapon, the models, everything looked so similar to Black Ops 4 that if you had shown me that video and said this is Black Ops 4 pre-alpha footage, I would have believed you. Like, it looks almost exactly the same as Black Ops 4. And if that's the case, I wouldn't be mad about that. I wouldn't be mad about that because I had a lot of problems with Black Ops 4, but none of them were the movement, really. I mean, the movement was pretty good. You couldn't drop shot, and you could maybe tie that into to movement. I don't like that you can't drop shot without stock too, but nonetheless, it looked pretty good to me. But there's not much you can glean from it. Like I said, I recommend you guys go and seek that out, look at it for yourself, and then if you have some different takeaways, let me know in the Discord. Join the fucking Discord. But I'm largely just, I don't know. I didn't have much to take away from that. other than the visibility. I agree with Tanner 1,000% on that. So
It was funny to me also watching that. People kept commenting things like, there were a bunch of top comments that were saying, dude, this looks like another year of Modern Warfare. Like, this looks so similar to Modern Warfare. I'm like, dude, what are you watching?
it looks so much more similar to BO4 than
Yeah,
Modern Warfare to me.
the animation that they run, like the head bob, the speed at which his gun comes out when he stops sprinting is exactly the same as Black Ops. And there's color on the map. It's like, why do you think it's so close to Modern Warfare?
That is surprising. I didn't actually look at any comments, but it is. I'm going to review the video more and maybe get a better sense for it. But the video quality is so fucking bad, like I said too, that it's hard to like get anything concrete from it. I just thought it was interesting to see, and I would recommend you guys check it out yourselves if you feel so inclined. Tartar Bits, by the way, is in the chat, and Tartar Bits is a bit of a. He's not as well known as he should be. Let's put it that way. Do you know? Does that name look familiar to you, Tanner?
I don't think it does.
No. He plays with a streamer you may have heard of, Nate Gibson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So Tartar, we have royalty in the stream. You're not like.
So he's probably a demon.
He's really good, yeah. So like if Nate Gibson was in here, it would be like having the king of like the Netherlands in my stream. And that would be crazy. So having you in here is kind of like having like the Duke of like Denmark in here. It's cool. It's royalty.
That's
You're not
dope.
Nate Gibson royalty, but you're adjacent. So that's pretty cool. So I don't know how the fuck you found this channel, but welcome, sir. I also remember you from BO4. That was the first time I ever saw your name, because the BO4 PC community was about 9 people. So everyone who played BO4 on PC, I know your name. Figure it out. So keep those things in mind. Proximity-based royalty, yeah, for sure. By the way, Tartar, I'm very interested in having Nate Gibson on the podcast. So if you could put in a good word. I stroked your ego. Kidding. Not kidding. Anything else that you wanted to cover, Tanner?
Not really. I think we got everything, dude.
That's pretty much it, right? Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do some Warzone, right, Tanner?
Yep. I'm gonna do my restart things if you want to go through your chat some more or whatever.
Yeah, go ahead and restart.
Okay.
So stick around, boys. We're going to do some Warzone over on Tanner's channel. We're going to raid him, so stick in the chat. The Vaping Viking has gifted a sub to Call of Duty royalty, Tartar Bits. Tartar, welcome. I'm going to screenshot this, and then I'm going to say that you are an ardent supporter of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. And what I'm going to do is when we have our inevitable scandal, because I got too drunk and said something dumb, and then there's a hashtag cancel Razanon party on Twitter, I'm going to leak this screenshot and say Tartar is coming down with me. And then you're going to have to kill me in my Twitter jail cell, a la Jeffrey Epstein, and make it look like a suicide. So figure that out. That was a terrible joke, but I thought it was at least kind of clever. But yeah, let me catch up on chat here from one king to another. Viking, thank you so much, dude. A ton of gifted subs today, and a ton more over the past few weeks. Tur SL11, thank you for the follow. By the way, much appreciated. Podcast listener checking in for the first time. Thanks, Claptimus. AR Assassin, welcome, dude. Claptimus's PC got shipped today. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Claptimus, if you're in the Discord, go to MISC General, and then let me see what kind of PC you're working with. Let me see your components. I'm curious to see what you're going to be rocking. But that's good, dude. That's good. I hope I was at least part of the cause of what converted you to the PC master race. You will never look back. I promise you. I promise you. What else do we have here? a lot of Keck W's in the chat. We love Keck W's here. We love Keck W's here. Well, shit, sounds like it's all planned out. Twitch occasionally actually recommends someone who is trying to create good content. Who knew? Damn, dude, that's crazy. Well, if you find this content good, then your tastes in entertainment are as suspect as mine. But I'm glad you've been enjoying. And yeah, welcome, dude. Welcome. It's an honor to have you here, as I've said. Yo, Raz, best map for the long-range kills using SMGs. I would pretty much play anything in the 10v10 Mosh Pit playlist, Viking. The 10v10 maps are almost all long enough to get long-range kills with subs, but they're not so long that you're going to get stuck in no man's land. Because, like, you can do that in Ground War too, but depending on the map, you might see people that are just way too far away for you to realistically get a kill with a sub. So I think the best playlist is just the 10v10 Mosh Pit. Because there are some 10s maps, like Arklov Peak, for example. That's the best map in the game for long shots, with everything except the sniper. Actually, I should say, it's the best map in the game for long shots, for LMGs, ARs, and subs. There's so many long sight lines, but they're not prohibitively long, so you can still be getting... you can still be fragging the fuck out. So that's what I would recommend, dude. All of the cause. All of the cause. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say, Claptimus. The anonymous stranger with 500 more biddies. Let's fucking go, dude. Kind stranger, thank you again for the 500 biddies for my first and second anonymous cheer in my young adult life, sir or madam or non-binary. You might not be the same anonymous person as last time. I suspect you were. And I appreciate you, dude. And I appreciate your respect for your own privacy. And if you can let me know what VPN you use, DM me on Twitter from a burner account because you care about anonymity. My girlfriend is going to kill me one day when she walks in and I've bought a gaming PC. Listen, Pritch, if your girl doesn't support you buying a gaming PC, get a new one. There are plenty of attractive young women who cosplay and they are sympathetic to the PC gamer cause. Trust me, my friend. You said, I hope I was some of the cause for the PC. I said all of the cause. Got it. Ooh, okay, Claptimus. Tanner, did you hear that?
What?
We converted another one to the PC Master Race, dude. Claptimus
Let's
Prom.
go.
Let's fucking go, dude. And
fucking yeah, dude.
If you're a console peasant listening to this podcast and you're new here, I want you to go back into the archives. The whole library is free. And find the episode entitled A Console is a Computer. Listen to it. And then you will be compelled to buy yourself a PC as well. Because it's all upside and no downside, basically. Not true, kind of, but just listen to the episode. How often do you guys do this? We do this every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/Razanon. Make sure you follow. Make sure you follow us on YouTube as well if you want to see video episodes of the pod. And then we've also got, we're also in the RSS feed and shit also. So whatever the fuck podcast app you use, if you wanted to get into the deep cuts, the Genesis, you could find us there. Oh, that command is wrong. Sad. There's a chartable link somewhere. Let me find it, actually, because that's kind of importante. Hold on. I need to fix that command. Let me write that down, but I'll give this to you first. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. Wait. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, twice a week, Wednesdays, Saturdays, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, so by the way, once again, reminder, we're having Modern Warzone on Saturday. So go to my Twitter, go interact with that tweet. If you want us to ask Doug at Modern Warzone any questions, submit them in the Discord or submit them on that tweet. And then if it's a good question, we'll ask him. So anything you've been dying to ask Doug, let me know. And I will get that fucking done. Tanner, are you just about ready?
I am ready.
Okay. So go live.
I am.
All right, cool. So we're going to go play some Warzone over at twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot. Follow the stream. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes. Write a review, and I'll read it. Doesn't fucking matter what it says. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Board up your windows. Avoid the Molotov cocktails. Have an excellent evening. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble. Sorry, I had beer in my
Jesus
mouth.
Christ, you're pissing me
Stay
off,
humble.
dude. You're ruining our thing.
Humble, everybody.
All right. Okay, we'll keep those things in mind.